If you're not a morning person, but you want to be, sit down, have a seat, and listen up, because in this video, we are gonna talk about how to get your butt out of bed early in the mornings. Personal story about me. For years of my life, I struggled with mornings. I actually almost failed multiple classes in college because they were at 8 a.m. and I couldn't get my butt out of bed even for those. But then I went and I got a behavior change PhD and became an expert on all things mindset, routine, habit formation. And that was like a light turning on. All of a sudden, I knew these tactics that I could use to effectively create a morning that works for me, and that is exactly what I'm gonna teach you in today's video. I wanna start with a disclaimer. Getting up early in the morning does not make you a better person. If you are not a morning person, you don't have to be. But for me personally, even though I struggled with it, I knew that on the mornings that I succeeded, I had way better mental health throughout the day. And so that is why I chose to pursue it. And I know some of you may be feeling the exact same way. Waking up in the morning is hard. And so today we're gonna tackle it in 4 different areas: environmental, mental, behavioral, and physical. Let's start with environmental. We have to create something that I call the conscious thought gap. When you just open your eyes in the morning, when that alarm goes off and you desperately want to hit snooze, you can think of that version of your brain as your inner toddler. Of course, your inner toddler wants to kick and scream and rebel against your desire to get up. And that's okay. What we want to do is we want to create enough time for your inner adult to come out and start to reason with that inner toddler. And we can do that by changing our environment. This might look like getting a digital alarm clock from Amazon and putting it all the way across the room. It might look like downloading an app like Alarmy, where you can actually type out phrases or you're forced to do math problems in order to turn off your alarm. It might look like putting a glass of water next to you so that you can actually chug that water and create a little bit of space. What you want to do is you want to just force yourself to be awake through adjusting your environment for 2 to 5 minutes. And during that time, you're going to slowly work on the next step, which is adjusting your mindset and thoughts. But having that gap is the key in order to start making a different decision. Okay, so let's say you've put your alarm in the bathroom. You have to get up and take several steps in order to turn it off. What are you going to start to do in that 30 to 60 second window where you're automatically awake? Well, what's gonna happen is that your brain is gonna start to present to you all of the reasons why you shouldn't get up. You're too tired. You have to go back to sleep. You just need 5 more minutes. I want you to imagine that you are a lawyer in court, and what your brain is saying in that moment is what the defendant is arguing. But you are the prosecutor, and it's your job to tell everyone on the jury why the defense is wrong. In my coaching program, we call this a thought rebuttal. You're gonna write down the excuses that your brain normally gives you, and you are going to put something on that piece of paper that you are ready to say back to your brain. In fact, I highly recommend putting this piece of paper on top of your phone or next to your alarm so that you see all the reasons you really do want to get up in the morning when you shut off that alarm. Let's have a quick mindset shift moment. Something that drastically changed my experience with mornings was realizing that being tired is part of getting up. If you were outside in the cold and you entered a really warm room, you would still feel cold for a couple of minutes until you slowly warmed up. If you didn't immediately feel warm, you wouldn't go back outside in the cold. That doesn't make any sense. It's the exact same thing. When you wake up, you can expect to feel tired. And so one of my favorite thought rebuttals that really transformed the game for me was being tired is part of waking up. Once I normalized that, everything got easier for me. All right, so we've adjusted our environment and we've written down our thought rebuttals. What comes next? The next approach is a behavior approach, and it's really about harnessing our intrinsic or internal motivation to actually get up. A lot of us have this perfectionistic idea of what our morning is supposed to look like. We think that we need to get up early and then drink a green juice and then do a single push-up and then take a cold shower and then meditate. But if you're not a person who likes reading in the morning or likes meditating in the morning or likes exercising as soon as you get up, that's going to be a problem. And that's actually going to motivate you to turn that alarm back off and go back to sleep. So my behavioral tip for you here is to design a first activity that you're truly motivated to do. When I was in graduate school, I didn't have a lot of time to watch YouTube videos, and I absolutely loved watching YouTube. So I would get up in the morning and I would watch people that I really liked and admired on YouTube. It put me in the right mindset for the day, and it was an easy thing for my morning brain to do. Okay, I have to jump in and tell you really quick. If this is resonating for you, I want you to tell me in the comments. But I also want you to go check out my Meaningful Mornings course. It's super cheap, it's only $37, and it walks you through 5 days of video modules and resources on how to craft a morning routine you'll actually look forward to and you'll actually enjoy. So if you're like, Karin, I don't know what my ideal morning looks like, I don't know what I would actually look forward to, that is where I want you to start. All right, so let's say that you use these tips. You adjust your environment, you write your thought rebuttals, you look forward to something in the morning, and you manage to get your butt out of bed. What should you be doing the first day and the second day that it happens in order to make it more sustainable and turn it into a habit? The answer comes from the physical side of things, and I'm actually gonna give you 3 tips in order to regulate your circadian rhythm. Every organ in your body has an internal clock that tells you what time it needs to wake up and what time it needs to go to bed. What we can do is we can leverage the internal clock of the largest organs in our body and tell all of those, hey, we're now getting up earlier. This will eventually lead to a world where you naturally start getting up at that 5 or 6 a.m. alarm clock, and you won't feel as much resistance. It's sort of like when you travel and you adjust to the time change. So 3 things you can do. Number 1 of the largest organs on your body is your skin. And the way our skin tells if it's morning or night is if it has exposure to daylight. So if you can get outside or even expose yourself to a bright light in the morning, that can really help cue to your body, hey, this is our new wake up time, this is morning, we need to start adjusting. The second thing is to eat a meal when you wake up. And I know, you're probably not hungry and your instinct is probably to swan dive into that coffee cup. And if that's you, that's okay, I relate. But what I would recommend you do is try to eat something small. It can be a breakfast muffin or a piece of coffee cake or a granola bar, something that's going to give your stomach the indication that, hey, this is the new breakfast time. The third tip is, yes, the physical side of things. You don't have to do a full-blown workout at 6 a.m. if you don't want to. It's not something that I ever want to do. But if you can move around just a little bit, especially in that first week of getting up early, you're gonna signal to your heart, your physical body, that again, it's morning time. That can look like unloading your dishwasher in the morning, walking a couple of laps around your house, or even doing some stretching or yoga flow. If you want to, it can absolutely include a 5-minute high intensity workout, but get your heart rate up just a little bit because that's going to benefit you exponentially in the future. Tip number 5, which is really a bonus tip, is to work on building your self-accountability skill. And if you're like, Karin, I don't have a self-accountability skill, go ahead and check out this video, which I'll put on the screen, which is going to tell you exactly how to become self-accountable and exactly how to start building that skill. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I have a couple more videos coming out that are specifically about mornings and more tips for crafting something that you'll truly, truly enjoy. I'll see you in the next one.